module. End of March. Everything. Okay. Please allow me to start the lesson and go over those questions. I'll answer your question at the end. Yes. All right. Can I have your attention? I gave you 3 questions. The first question was what? Exercise 10. Which one was it? Huh? E, F, and I. So let's start with E. Right. We've got x plus the square root of minus 4x minus 3 is equal to 0. Okay? That's the question. Right. Now, as I told you yesterday, if you're part of the online lesson, when you're solving a surd, you need to isolate, a surd equation like that, you need to isolate the surd first. So here, my surd is minus 4, is the square root of minus 4x minus 3. So I have to take this x here to the right hand side. Okay, that's the first step. So I'll write here the square root of minus 4x minus 3 equal to minus x. Then the next step is for me to remove the radical or the square root sign. That's the next step. To do that, I have to square both sides. Okay? So you end up having the square root of minus 4x minus 3 all squared is equal to. Now, on the right hand side, can you do me a favor and pay attention? Pay attention. Pay attention. This minus x, you have to square it, and the minus must be inside brackets. Don't make a mistake of writing like this minus x squared like that. You have to put the negative x inside brackets. Okay? You have to put it inside brackets. Then on the left hand side, by squaring both sides, you are going to remove the square root, so you end up with minus 4x minus 3 equal to x squared. By now, you should know that minus x squared is not equal to minus x all squared. They are not the same. They are not the same. Okay? If you put the minus x inside brackets, you get a positive x squared. If you don't put brackets, you get a negative x squared. Okay? That's the difference. Then from here, because of these 2 there, okay, because of that 2, it should be a clue to you that, okay, I need to create a quadratic equation. That's why you did quadratic equation in grade 9 and last year. 2 years of doing quadratic equation. We're going to do them again this term. That's the next topic. So 3 years of doing quadratic equation. So far you have spent 2 years. So you need to create a quadratic equation here. Remember, your quadratic equation is of the form ax squared plus bx plus c equal to 0. That's your quadratic equation. So I need to rearrange this equation to that form. So I'll take the minus 4x to the right, the minus 3 to the right, and I'll get 0 here is equal to x squared plus 4x plus 3. Okay? Once you get that quadratic equation, I need you to be aware, all of you, that this is a grade 9 quadratic equation. Okay? It's a grade 9. Okay? So I can take that trinomial to the left. Like that. I know someone is asking, how come you didn't put a minus there? Because it took the trinomial to the left. It's not important, because because if I give you x is equal to y, you need to be aware that it is the same as y is equal to x. No sign changes. That's the same idea. I won't get into the details of the math there, but that's the same idea. If y is equal to x, then x is equal to y. No sign change. Okay? So that's the same idea here. Then you factorize the trinomial. Okay? Already I'm covering part of the next topic. Well, the next topic is on quadratic equation, and you already have got a quadratic equation. That exercise that I asked you to do is on quadratic equation, factorizing a trinomial and solving the quadratic equation, which is what I'm doing here. Okay? So to factorize this, what will be the factors? It will be x plus what? X plus 3 times x plus 1. Or you can say x plus 1 times x plus 3. Okay? Either of these two binomial factors can start first. Then once you get here, you can say therefore x plus 3 is equal to 0, or x plus 1 is equal to 0. Therefore, x is equal to negative 3, or x is equal to minus 1. Can you do me a favor and put that down? Put it away in fact. Okay. So when you get to this point here, because you are dealing with surds equation, you have to check if your answers will make the surd equation a valid equation. You have to check always. So let's start with x equal to minus 3. If I put x equal to minus 3 here, if I put minus 3 there, let me use a different color. Like say that 3. If I put x equal to minus 3 there, put x equal to minus 3 there. Minus 4 times minus 3 will give me a positive 12. 12 minus 3 will give me a 9. So I'll end up having a positive 9 there. Minus 3 plus 9, is it equal to 0? Okay? Now this 9 here, you find the square root of it, which is a 3. So end up in minus 3 plus 3, which gives you 0. So this will be a solution. X equal to minus 3 is a solution. Right? Then you have to test the minus 1. So if you put minus 1 there, put minus 1 there, here I'll get minus 4 times minus 1, which is a positive 4. 4 minus 3 gives me a 1. What's the square root of 1? It's a positive 1. Minus 1 plus 1 gives me 0. So that's also a solution. So fortunately, both are solutions. Both of them are solutions. Okay? Any questions before I get on? Okay, how many of you got those two answers? Okay, thank you. So let's carry on then. The next one. Right, the next question, it was f, am I right? So we have got f there. That's x plus 2. Okay, that's the square root of x plus 2 plus 4. Now the plus 4 is outside the square root. Please take note of that, because you can make a mistake of putting that positive 4 inside the square. It's not inside, it's outside. Right? So here, the first thing, isolate the surd. That's the first thing. So we'll take the positive 4 to the left. The next step will be x plus 2 is equal to x minus 4. That will be your first step. Okay? When you get here, please be aware that This x minus 4 is one number. It's one number. The only thing is that we don't know what the value of x is. But this is one number. So you have to put the x and the 4 inside brackets, both of them. Okay? So the next step, we square both sides, x plus 2 all squared. On the right, it will be x minus 4 all squared, like that. Please don't write it like this. I'm talking about the right hand. Don't write it as x squared minus 4 squared. This is incorrect. You put the x minus 4 inside the same bracket. And you square that bracket. Okay? That's very important because I'm telling you from experience, some learners, a question like this, they'll square the x only separately and they'll square the 4 separately. That's incorrect. Okay? So this is how you proceed. Then find the square here to be equal to x plus 2, that's equal to. Now this is x minus 4 all squared. Okay? You need to use FOIL to simplify this. So I can write it as x minus 4 times x minus 4. And my left hand side is 2x plus 2. Then you use 4, you get x squared minus 4x minus 4x plus 16. Okay? Then you get x plus 2 equal to x squared minus 8x plus 16. Once you get here, because of this, because of that 2, means you are supposed to create a quadratic equation. So you take the x to the right, the 2 to the right. You do that, you end up getting this trinomial. It will be x squared minus 10x. Okay, so it's going to be minus 10x minus 9. Okay, if I take that, I'll get minus 9x. Then 16 minus 2 give me positive 40. Right? I can rewrite that and I say x squared minus 9x plus 40 equal to 0. Can someone factorize this? It will be x minus 2, x minus 7. Then I carry on here, therefore x is going to be equal to 2 or x is going to be equal to 7. Okay, now we need to test both values again, right? Now before I test them, I just want to emphasize something which is very important. When you're solving a question like this one here, the standard form of a quadratic equation is very important. Your factors are very important. There will always be 2 marks for those 2 steps that I ticked. They're extremely important. Standard form of a quadratic equation, the factors of the trinomial. They are always important. Right? So let's test now if those 2 values will make this equation a valid equation. Let's start with x equal to 2. If I put 2 here, 2 plus 2 will give me a 4. The square root of 4 is a 2. Am I right? The square root of 4 is a 2. Okay? 2 plus 4 is going to give me what? A 6. Okay? If I put x there, it will be a 2. Is 6 equal to 4? No. So this one you have to reject it. You have to reject that x equal to 2. Okay? Then let's put x equal to 7. Put 7 here. Okay? 7 plus 2 will give you what? 9. What's the square root of 9? 3 plus 4, and x is 7. So we'll accept the x equal to 7. Okay? And then you are done. Please make sure you indicate if there are 2 values and one of them is invalid, you have to write it down and indicate that the other value is invalid. Okay? Don't just carry on without mentioning that a specific value among the 2 is an invalid. Yes.
So I don't understand how you see that long movement circle two.
Yeah.
Yeah, how you got from there to the one.
I took this x to the right minus 8x. If I take this x to the right, it will end up having minus 8x minus x, which will give you what? Minus 9x. Then if you take this 2 to the right, it becomes negative. 16 minus 2 gives you what? 40. You get it? Okay, let's get on. Okay, the last one. The last one. I think I gave you I as well. So we have got the square root of x plus 5 times the square root of x minus 2 equal to 3 square root of 2. Okay? There is multiplication between those two sets. Okay? So if I want to multiply them, means I have to go back to the law of multiplication of sets. Okay? The square root of a times the square root of b will give you the square root of ab. That's the law of multiplication of sets. So here, I have to multiply the x plus 5 and the x minus 2. And both must be inside the square root sign. So I can write that as x plus 5 times x plus 2. That's equal to 3 square root of 2. Okay, it's minus. So I'll put that minus there. So we'll put a minus there. So I need to simplify what's inside the square root. So the next thing, I can multiply it out, but it's not that important. I can just square both sides to remove the square root sign. So I'll square this, x plus 5 times x minus 2. I'll square that. Now here, because we've got this 3 which is outside the square root, we have to square it on its own. Then we also square the square root of 2. So we end up having 3 squared times the square root of 2 all squared. So you have to square the 3, you square the square root of 2 as well. Okay? Then here you end up getting x plus 5 times x minus 2 equal to 9. Now the square root of 2 all squared is equal to 2. So that will be 9 times 2. Then I'm going to use FOIL here. I'll get x squared minus 2x plus 5x minus 10 equal to 18. Okay? Then from here now, you simplify, you group the like terms, then you get your quadratic equation. So you get x squared plus 3x minus 28 equal to 0. Okay, then you factorize. We've got x here, we've got x. What integers am I supposed to put? Factorize this trinomial. Which two factors of minus 28 can give me a positive 3 if I add them? It will be negative 4 and positive 7. 7 plus minus 4 gives you the coefficient here. Okay? So here I can say, therefore, x is equal to 4, or x is equal to negative 7. I'm not done. I need to check down those two values of x, if they are valid. So let me start with x equal to 4. If I put 4 here, 4 plus 5 gives me a 9. Okay, let me use that color. 4 plus 5 gives me a 9. The square root of 9 will give me a 3. Okay? If I put 4 here, 4 minus 2 will give me a 2. Right? So I'm going to have a 3, then here I'm going to have a square root of 2. Which means I'll have 3 times square root of 2, which is equivalent to the what? To the right hand side. So this answer is correct. Do you get that? The checking part. Okay, we are going to put x equal to 4. Here, what is 4 plus 5? 9. What's the square root of 9? 3. That's the 3. But there's multiplication there. Right? If I put 4 here, what is 4 minus 2? It's 2. But there's a square root. Right? So you end up having 3 times the square root of 2, which is the same as that. Right? Then let's test the minus 7. If I put minus 7, right? If I put minus 7 here, minus 7 plus 5 gives me what? Minus 2. Is it possible to find the square root of minus 2? It's not. So this becomes invalid. You don't need to stress anymore. Okay? It's not possible for you guys to find the square root of negative 2. That's for advanced mathematics. Okay? So it means we only have one solution. Okay? So I think I'm done.